social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
Grace and peace, everybody. Let's just assume whenever Tiffany gives a story or tells a story that we need to go fact check it. Okay? In the video that we recently looked at where Tiffany is standing in the parking lot talking for almost an hour, just complaining about all these various things, she brings up the Thornton Township School Board 205. Let's go ahead and look at this. She told a story about how she was not able to have a 4th of July celebration on the school playground, on the school grounds. And there's a big kerfuffle about it. And she mentioned that she went to the school board to complain after the fact. Well, she actually did. Shout out to the Harvey World Herald, because they have this article here. Thornton Township School District 205 Board takes heat from township official over 4th of July friction. Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard complained school board members called police to move the township's annual 4th of July celebration from the school property in Dolton, where Henyard is also the mayor. But the campus is also closed for the summer due to construction on the roof. You always got to double check Tiffany. You cannot just take what Tiffany says at face value. You can't anymore. I don't know if you ever did, but you can't. Dolton Mayor, Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard voiced frustration toward the District 205 board members after the township couldn't hold its annual 4th of July celebration on the Thornbridge High School grass shown July 7th, 2024. Dolton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard piled on Thornton Township School Board District 205 board members over conflict earlier this month at the township's Independence Day celebration. It's just so funny that she spearheads all of these things. Like, why is the mayor running the party of the celebration? It just seems like somebody else would be in charge of that. It all played out last week at a board's regular meeting during a dramatic public comment section. I haven't been able to find that video yet, but as soon as I do. The event traditionally held on the grass of the Thornbridge High School campus in Dolton since 2021, when Henyard was elected to the village, was abruptly forced to the road this year. She and an ally said the board played politics, but the campus is also closed for capital improvements. I mean, that's a safety issue. You can't have, if you're doing roof construction, you probably have a lot of equipment there. You probably have different products there that don't need to have the public just kind of meandering around. It makes perfect sense, but continue. According to Henyard, she and Keith Price, a Thornton Township food pantry manager and Harvey Public Library Board trustee, spoke to D205 President Nina Graham as the township coordinated the festivities like we do every year, Henyard said. Henyard, who has been embroiled in controversies regarding the use of township funds, did not hold back her dissatisfaction with how the district managed the event. That's kind of interesting. She's so invested in the 4th of July picnic that she would come and raise Cain. Again, I can understand if you wanted it. No argument there, but wow, I really want to hear this video. She told us we cannot have the event on your grass, addressing other board members. So they knew ahead of time. So there should have been no surprise. She then said, you called the sheriff and the sheriff came out to govern the grass. Yeah, that's what happens. We have a rogue politician that doesn't want to do the right thing. Come on. But we're going to talk in a second because she knew ahead of time that this was going to happen. Cook County Sheriff's Office vehicles drove all over the school grass. It's not the grass that we're protecting, though, Keith said during his own public comment. It's disheartening that I feel like politics played a huge role in not allowing the children and the residents to enjoy the land. In a May 2024 news release, the district announced that Thornwood and Thornbridge are closed for the summer months for construction. So she knew this ahead of time. Tiffany knew that. So they told her in May that she would have to go somewhere else, because the high school and the two high schools, please forgive me, were going to be off limits. So she knew that. Both are slated to receive new roofs. The board's June, July, and August meetings are all being held at Thornton as a result, instead of rotating the meeting locations between the three schools. So not only did they tell her in May, you saw it in June. Because in June, they didn't have the meeting at one of the schools because it was closed for capital improvements. Then in July, that's why it's not there, because of capital improvements. The back and forth illuminated the connections between Dolton and the 205 board and the township's political sphere. The 205 board member Stanley Brown is also a Dolton trustee, and Nikita Cloud, a public relations specialist and Henyard's former chief of staff, is possibly providing communication assistance to the board, as well as township trustees who are critical of Henyard. Cloud could not be reached for comment at press time. I do not know if you all have Nikita as a spokesperson, Price said, but she reached out to me claiming that the president thought somebody was threatening her. Never did I threaten her, Price said. He has email communications documenting that conversation. Why are you communicating, sir? You're over the food pantry. Why are you having this conversation at all? According to Henyard, after that weekend, she personally called Graham and asked why the children couldn't play on Thornbridge's grass. Henyard added that Graham recorded their phone conversation. I'm here to let the board know I'm suing Nina Graham because you cannot record someone without their consent, Henyard said. Illinois is a two-party consent state, meaning a person must receive permission from another party to record private conversations outside of most public meetings. Graham then made an inaudible comment that she would not repeat upon Henyard's request. Henyard, who finished speaking as her 3-minute time limit ran out, doubled back to the podium to press Graham to repeat the statement. That is wild, because there's Nina Graham right there. Oh, wait, here's the public comment right here. All right, let's listen.
Bids. Are we giving it to minority contractors? We putting in a lot of lawyers in this district.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Next person.
Keith Price, attorney.
Good evening, staff, faculty, board of trustees, residents. As stated, I'm Keith Price from Harvey. I came only because of an incident that occurred on 4th of July weekend. I talked multiple times to the president. I was led to believe that this board didn't want anyone on the grass at Thorn Ridge. While the school sits on 147, the area we would have been using is basically on 154. I was told it would be equipment all on the property. There was none. There was no material that could have caught fire if it was roofing material stacked off to the side. There was none. We have pictures of all of that. It disappointed me because at first I was upset at the entire board. Many on this board, if you haven't grew up around the time I grew up, many of the other members have seen me grow up actually being an elected official. It's disheartening that I feel like politics played a huge role in not allowing the children and the residents to enjoy the land. All grassy area, nothing within the fence line. For us not to be able to use that is an insult, like Mike said, to the taxpayers. I don't even have children in high school anymore. I still have to pay those taxes though. To see those children playing in the streets, and I spoke about it on the video, and when I spoke on that video, I thought this whole board voted not to allow anybody on that grass. But yet, the sheriffs rode up and down the grass all day in their cars. Maybe oil leaks, maybe radiator fluid getting in the grass, but yet people use that lot and that land every weekend over there. People play football over there. I've never seen you all kick people off for playing in that grass. So to me, it was pure politics, and it was deceptive measures used by the president, which I spoke to many times. I can send any one of you all the phone records. Furthermore, I don't know if you all have Nikita as a spokesperson, but she reached out to me claiming that the president thought somebody was threatening her. Never did I threaten her. So I have those emails I'll be sending to everyone on the board. But as a board, please stop playing politics. We playing politics with a man that don't even live in Thornton Township, and you all know who I'm talking about. So I expect the board to do what a board does. If the board would have voted it down, that would have been fine.
Thank you, Mr. Price.
No problem.
Thank you, Keith.
So, Ms. Graham, I'm very disappointed in you.
Thank you, sir. Next person, please.
Tiffany Henyard of Dolton.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I am the mayor of Dolton, and I'm also the supervisor of Thornton Township. As everybody knows, I grew here, meaning in the village of Dolton. I went to Thornton High School, and every single year that I've been mayor since 2021, I've held the event for the residents, which is the 4th of July event. Myself and Keith Price, as he just spoke to you guys, we spoke to Ms. Lena Graham, like we do every year, to have the event there. She told us we could not have the event on your grass. She then said that you guys called the sheriffs. The sheriffs came out to govern the grass. I never saw that ever in my life. And it said that you guys wouldn't sit here and allow us to utilize the grass because the kids literally had to play in the street. We had bubble land, and they were slipping and sliding in the street. And it hurts my heart because I am the youth, and I will expect, especially a school board, to uplift a person like me and basically utilize me because the same kids that's walking your hall can actually be the mayor of Dolton, of Calumet, of Riverdale. But we not doing that. We playing politics. He called it politics, but it's politics. And it said in my heart even further because I called Ms. Lena Graham and I asked her, why did you not allow the kids to play in the grass? She just said we could not play in the grass. I said, but why not? We was in the street anyway. Y'all know I'm the mayor of Dolton. I've done it every single year. We was in that grass. Every single year, we pop fireworks. And when I called her, Nina Graham recorded our conversation. And I'm here to let the board know I will be suing Nina Graham because you cannot record a person without their consent. And for those that don't know, don't never let nobody record you without your consent. Because that was so petty that we older. You guys are older than me. I'm supposed to look up to you. But I can't look up to people that's more petty than the youth. But yet we point at the youth. Who do we look up to? What we get guidance from? But this is what we do for laugh and clicks and all of that mess. But at the end of the day, we had a report, meaning me and the board here, what happened? I would love to know that. If somebody could just answer that question, what happened? Why did y'all allow us to be on the grass? We on it every single year. We never had a problem. And then another thing you guys did, y'all didn't even let me come into school and talk to the kids no more. I've been talking to the kids since I became here, 2021. I go to Thorn Ridge, I was jumping around. And I go into schools and I talk to the kids. We did a mental health tour. Where we go into schools and we talk to the kids about what's going on, what mental health is, and how to get help. Because guess what? I'm still the supervisor of Thornton Township, so they could come in and get free help. When did we put a stop to all of that? And that's what I would like to know from the board, if you guys can respond. Why did we do that? Why am I here at your podium on something that I do every single year? And why was it just one person, your president, saying that we cannot use the grass? That was so petty. It's grass, guys. We go to a forest reserve and we just sit there and we on the grass.
Thank you, ma'am.
So it's like, why would we do that? But
Thank you, ma'am.
when I get a response,
Thank you. Next question, please.
any one of you guys? That's it. Okay, so would you send me an email?
Nobody?
Can I get an email from somebody? From why? From the why?
Yeah, why?
Okay, that's what I want to know. And that's for the record.
Why don't you tell why?
What was that? I didn't hear you because I left. You want to go back?
No, we got to go to the next person.
Tell why what?
Participation is over.
You just said something and I walked off like I told you to. So what did you say?
Freedom of information
Hold on.
Act.
Hold on. get y'all through, so I walked off, right? I walked off, and then people got something to say. So somebody got something to say, here I am, right here. We can address whatever you gotta say, Ms. Grant.
have anything to say.
Because she was out of order.
We're
Freedom of
moving to our next.
She did act,
Yes.
so I came back because
We
it's
do
gonna be
not
addressed. I was like,
this
"This
week.
is the like, don't do that, guys. This is my
No,
process.
we're done.
It's too messy. So stand here, I did my 3 minutes, I walked off.
There are no
Then
freedom
someone
of
here say
information
something,
acts.
so come back to address
Next
whatever
item
they
on
say.
the agenda,
Okay, guys, I'm sure y'all got anything to say.
Dr. Dolton provided information on Freedom of Information Act, and he's not here, so there is none. News from the school.
Thank you, President Graham.
Wow. Tiffany is always going to be Tiffany. Graham later declined the Harvey World Herald request for comment. We really don't have any comment about the 4th of July thing. All the information that was supposed to be passed between intergovernment agencies was passed, said Superintendent Nathan Cunningham. We would like to celebrate some of the wonderful things that our kids are doing instead. And so that was it. Tiffany going to be Tiffany. Let me know what y'all think down below. Is this pretty much par for Tiffany's course? Do you think she was politricked out of it? What's the big deal with the party? So, like, really? You gonna come here and start a fight with the school board members and suing people over a party? Like a 4th of July party for real? Again, I understand you might wanted it, but you knew ahead of time. Again, they let y'all know in May that the school was going to be closed. And then in June, July, and August, they moved the meetings respectfully. Why you acting like this, Tip? Let me know down below. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And until next time, everyone, grace and peace.